So we'll get into graphing with standard form today. And that formula, A, B, and C, you'll notice, are definitely going to play a big role in what we're doing. What's on the right side of this graphic organizer, vertex form, we'll actually explore in another lesson. So for right now with standard form, the thing you need to be most aware of is that you got to start with the vertex. You got to figure out, where does this graph have a line of symmetry? And to do that, we'll use the formula for axis of symmetry, which is right here, negative b over 2a. So if I give you an example, y equals 5x squared minus 20x plus 40, first thing we're going to do is we're going to label a, b, and c in our formula. A is attached to the x squared term, b is attached to the x, c is the constant. And then you fill in the formula. So x equals negative b, and b is negative 20, over 2 times a, 5. So 20 over 10, remember a fraction means division, so 20 divided by 10 is 2. So the axis of symmetry happens at x equals 2. Now if I want to find the full vertex, to find the y value that goes along with this 2, because your vertex will be the point 2 something, we just take and we plug in 2 in place of x. So f of 2 would be equal to 5 times 2 squared minus 20 times 2 plus 40. So 2 squared is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, 20 minus 40 plus 40 is 20. So that means that the y value would be 20. So from this graph, I know that my a term, 5, is positive, which means that my graph is going to open up. I have an axis of symmetry at 2, and then the vertex is at 220. So if that's 220 up there, my graph would go up from there, with that being my vertex. Okay, so if I was going to graph the entire thing, I would put my ordered pair 220 from the vertex in the middle, and then I would use my table of values in my calculator to find other values that apply. Okay, so if I put that into the calculator, I go to y equals 5x squared minus 20x plus 40. Second graph on the TI calculator will get you there. When x is 0, y is 40. When x is 1, y is 25. My table confirms that when x is 2, y is 20, 3 is 25, and 4 is 40. Okay, which does fit with what we found earlier. Here's 2, so that would be 220. And then the rest of the graph would continue from there. Obviously, this is not a perfect graph, but it gives you the general shape, which is the main idea we were looking for here.